We often give up a lot to show our loved ones how much we care, but sometimes they let us down by taking advantage of our kindness for their own gain. They might seem nice when they need something, but as soon as they get it, they're gone like a bird in the wind. How can we get back in charge of these situations? Today, we're going to talk about 9 important ways that men and women should interact with each other. These ideas come from the Stoic philosophy, which has stood the test of time. By avoiding these 9 actions, we can quickly see positive changes in our relationships and gain power in the process. If you are having problems in your relationship, please take a seat, open your minds, and let's start this enlightening journey together. But before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our upcoming explorations. Now, let's dive. Number 1. Don't change your life to fit the needs of others. When you try to fit in with other people's expectations, it's like trying to put together a puzzle with parts that don't fit together at all, which is frustrating and confusing at every turn. As Seneca said, everywhere means nowhere. Instead of trying to fit in like a chameleon, trying to do too much at once makes you feel lost and like you don't know where you're going. Get ready to shine like a star in the night sky. Be proud of who you are and what makes you unique. Don't let other people tell you how to live your life. It's time to take charge and go your own way. Remember that you are writing your own story, not someone else's. Show the world your real colors by being yourself and doing what you're here to do. In a world where societal pressures and standards often tell us what to do, it's important to remember how important it is to be yourself. Don't change your life to fit the needs of others is a profound statement that says we should never compromise our identity in order to meet the expectations of others. Being honest is important. You should live your life honestly because it is yours to live. Don't give in to other people's pressures. Instead, embrace your unique traits, tastes, and goals, respect and worth for oneself. Changing who you are to fit someone else's expectations hurts your respect and worth for oneself. Trust yourself enough to stick to your own views and goals. Boundaries that are healthy. Setting and sticking to healthy boundaries is important for your health. Telling someone no when they ask or expect something from you that goes against your morals or goals is fine. Individuality gives you power. Accepting your uniqueness gives you the power to live a happy life on your own terms. Enjoy what makes you different and know that trying to fit in with other people's standards stops you from growing and being happy. Respect for others' autonomy. Just as you claim your right to live your life honestly, you should also respect others' autonomy and give them the same freedom. Support different ways of thinking and expressing yourself without forcing your views on other people. Number 2, being too obsessed with someone will ruin your life. People often think of obsession as a romantic or strong form of love, but it can sometimes lead to bad behavior and bad outcomes. It's normal to care deeply about someone, but letting that feeling take over your whole being can be very bad for your mental, emotional, and even physical health. Obsession with someone. It's easy to lose sight of who you are as a person when you're crazy about someone. You lose interest in your own goals, interests, and hobbies, and instead focus on the thing that is making you crazy. Over time, this can hurt your self-esteem and make you feel empty and unfinished without the person you're interested in being there or validating your feelings. Unhealthy dependency. Being obsessed with someone can lead to becoming dependent on them, where your happiness and mental stability depend on what they do and say. Being dependent on someone or something can make you feel anxious, insecure, and desperate because you are always looking for support and approval from the person or thing you are obsessed with. Neglecting. Other obligations and relationships. Being obsessed with someone can make you forget about the other people you need to care for and the obligations you have outside of that relationship. Focusing only on the object of your obsession could cause you to ignore your friends, family, job goals, and personal growth. Neglecting other people can put a strain on your relationships and make you feel alone and guilty when you realize how much you've given up in other areas of your life. Behaviors like crossing boundaries and stalking. If you're really obsessed with someone, you might do things that cross their boundaries and invade their privacy. This can include sending them constant texts, watching what they do, or even stalking them. Not only do these actions hurt the other person, but they also keep the obsession going, which supports bad ways of thinking and acting. In conclusion, even though obsession is praised a lot in pop culture, it is a dangerous path that can cause a lot of pain and harm to the person who is obsessed. Finding a good mix between love and self-respect is important for keeping relationships happy and living a full life in general. Remember that real love respects limits, values individuality, and puts the happiness and growth of both people first. So, instead of letting an unhealthy fixation on someone else take over your life, take the time to, number 3, stay happy and healthy and don't let anything hurt you. Putting the happiness of someone else ahead of your own mental health. Not taking care of your own health to meet someone else's wants is like giving away your flashlight in the dark and getting lost. You're giving up control of your own happiness, and instead of finding fulfillment, you end up trying to please them while your own spirits fall. It's important to take a step back and take back control of your life. Your mental health and happiness are valuable assets that shouldn't be traded away or compromised so that you can play a supporting role in someone else's story. Step into the stage and write your own story. Protect your inner peace and joy with unwavering resolve. Build up your strength and refuse to let anyone take away your happiness. Your thoughts are yours alone, and you can decide what will happen in your life. As we go through life, we face many problems and hurdles that can test our strength and happiness. We can get through hard times while staying happy and healthy, though, if we work on being resilient and putting our health first. Prioritize self-care. To begin, recognize how important it is to take care of yourself. Spend time doing things that are good for your body, mind, and spirit. This includes doing things that make you happy and calm down, eating well, sleeping well, and working out regularly. Focus on building good relationships. Put yourself around happy, helpful people who will lift you up and cheer you on. Build strong bonds with family, friends, and people in your neighborhood. These ties give you strength when things get tough and make you happier in general. Practice gratitude. Develop an attitude of thanksgiving by noticing the good things in your life, no matter how little they are. Take time every so often to think about the good things in your life and say thank you for them. Saying thank you regularly makes you stronger and more optimistic even when things go wrong. Learn how to deal with problems. Life has its ups and downs, but how we handle them is what counts most. Develop healthy ways to deal with worry and get past problems. This could mean practicing mindfulness, deep breathing, writing in a book, or getting professional help when you need it. Set limits. To protect your health and keep other people from making you unhappy, learn to set limits. You can say no to things that drain your energy or go against what you believe in. Set your limits and put your wants first. Accept your resilience. Being resilient means being able to get back up after a setback stronger than before. Instead of seeing problems as impossible to solve, see difficulties as chances to learn and grow. Develop resilience by having a growth attitude and believing that you can get through hard times. It takes conscious effort and self-care to stay happy and healthy while dealing with life's obstacles. You can live a full and strong life by putting your health first, making friends, being grateful, learning new ways to deal with problems, setting limits, and accepting your own strength. Remember that your health and happiness are valuable things that you should take care of. Don't let anything take away your happiness or light. Stay strong and resilient, and do well even when things are unclear in life. Number 4. Don't leave family and friends for someone else. If you're really into someone else, don't cut off ties with your friends and family. It's like cutting off branches from the tree that's supporting you. Each friend and family member is like a branch that's always been there to help you. If you start pushing them away, you'll lose more than just friends. You'll weaken the support system that's been there for you. Plato once said that people are like dirt. They can either feed you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. If you cut yourself off from your loved ones to please someone else, you're choosing a hard path. Take the initiative to reconnect with those important people in your life. Take care of your support group. Your family and friends are an irreplaceable network that supports you and gives you strength. Cherish the loyal friends and family who have been there for you through good times and bad. A world where love relationships get a lot of attention makes it easy to forget how important it is to stay close to family and friends. On the other hand, these connections are what keep us going and are a big part of our emotional health and happiness as a whole. Here, we'll talk about the important lesson of not giving up family and friends for a love partner. Support base. Family and friends are the most important people in our support network. These are the people who will always be there for us, giving us support, love, and direction. If we don't take care of these connections, they can leave us emotionally lost when we need help the most. How long relationships last? Romantic relationships can be short-lived, unstable, and open to change. Family ties and friendships, on the other hand, tend to last longer. Putting these long-lasting relationships first guarantees a steady source of love and support through life's ups and downs. Different points of view, family and friends, give us different points of view that make our lives better. They give us new ideas, situations, and points of view that help us understand and deal with the complicated things in life. If we lose touch with them, we might miss out on important points of view that could help us learn new things. Satisfaction. Romantic relationships can bring us a lot of happiness and satisfaction, but they shouldn't be the only thing that makes us feel good emotionally. Family and friends are one of the most important things in our lives that makes us happy. They give us company, make us laugh, and help us make memories that we can all cherish. Balance and harmony. For overall health, it's important to find a balance between romantic ties and relationships with family and friends. If you ignore one for the other, it can make you feel alone, angry, and guilty. Focusing on harmony in these relationships will help you feel full and happy in life. Finally, love relationships are important, but they should never take away from the strong bonds we have with family and friends. Keeping these relationships strong makes our lives so much better by giving us a sense of belonging, support, and joy that we can't get anywhere else. Let's value and cherish these important ties and make sure we never leave our family and friends for someone else. Number 5. Spend only a little time with them. Don't waste your time on someone else's never-ending needs. It's like throwing your most valuable asset into a dark pit. Every minute you spend on them too much is a moment of your life that you'll never get back. Time is your most valuable asset. If you give all of your time to someone else, they can keep making demands, but as Senna wisely said, It's not that we don't have enough time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. If you give all of your time to someone else, they can control your whole life. But if you give it to them, they can ruin your best moments. Find balance, spend your time wisely, cherish it, and set it aside for endeavors. Encourage your progress and make you happy. Remember that you are in charge of your own time. Don't waste it on someone who might not see how important it is. We value our time and energy very highly in today's busy world. As we try to make room for everyone and everything, we often feel pulled in a lot of different ways. But it's important to know how important it is to set limits, especially when it comes to how we spend our time. One important lesson is that we should only spend a short amount of time with certain people or things to protect our health and our goals. Here are 5 important things to think about. Check your interests. Think about your interests and goals before agreeing to spend time with someone. Check to see if the exchange fits with the things you hold most dear. If it doesn't help you or meet an important need, you might want to limit the time you spend on it. Know what drains your energy. Not all conversations make us feel inspired and re-energized. There are people or things that can drain our energy and make us feel tired. Learn to spot these things that drain your energy and watch how much time you spend on them. Limits can help keep your mental and physical health in good shape. Practice being forceful. It's okay to tell people your limits in a forceful way. It's not rude or selfish to let people know that you don't have a lot of time to spend with them. It's just self-care. If you need to, politely turn down offers or suggest shorter conversations. Choose quality over quantity. Pay attention to the quality of your relationships instead of how much time you spend with each other. A short, deep conversation or action can be more satisfying than a long, shallow one. Even if the conversation is short, put meaning and connection first. Put meaning and connection first. Invest in yourself. Always keep in mind that time spent on self-care and improvement is time well spent. Every day make time for things that are good for your mind, body and psyche. Whether it's reading, working out, meditating, or following a hobby, make time for things that make you feel good and improve your health. Learning how to spend just a little time with certain people or things is a very useful skill for keeping our lives in balance and peace. We can build healthier relationships and a greater sense of satisfaction by setting limits, putting our health first, and making smart use of our time. So, be careful about how you spend your time and energy, and don't be afraid to put yourself first when you need to. Number 6. Don't tell everyone everything about your life, especially the bad times. Telling someone your whole history is like sharing every secret detail and problem you've faced. Your history, especially the hard parts, is very personal. It's the narrative of your own journey that helped you get through the tough times. It's not something to share so that other people can enjoy or judge you for talking about your life. When you keep secrets, you're revisiting old problems. Now you're more likely to be hurt or exploited. Keep your secrets to yourself. Not everyone should know them. Only tell people what they need to know while protecting the main parts of your story. This is what strengthens you and keeps you safe. Don't let someone else take away your protection. You should be careful about who you trust in. Your life story is yours alone and shouldn't be shared with anyone else. In a world where sharing too much is becoming more common, being able to keep personal issues private is a skill that is often taken for granted. It might seem normal to tell everyone who will listen about every part of our lives, but it's smart to choose what, when, and with whom to share. This is especially important when we want to talk about the hard things we go through. Keep your privacy safe. Not everyone needs to know everything about your life. By keeping some things from other people, you feel like you have power over your story and are independent. Protect your mental health. Thinking about and reliving bad things over and over again can be bad for your mental health. Choose to tell people you trust, who can support and understand you, without adding to your worry. Avoid judgment. It's a shame that not everyone responds to our problems with understanding or kindness. Sharing without thinking opens the door to comments and opinions that we didn't ask for, which could make our already tough situations worse. Maintain work boundaries. Being discreet is important for keeping your reputation and credibility in a work setting. If you share too much personal information, it can be hard to tell the difference between your personal and work life, which could hurt your chances of getting a job. Worth more than quantity. Don't look for approval in how many people know about your problems. Instead, value the quality of the relationships you share them with. Build a group of trusted friends and family who can help and understand you. Sharing our stories can help us connect with others and understand them better, but it's also important to be careful and wise. We can protect our health and keep the truth of our personal stories by being careful about what we share and with whom. Number 7, don't agree just to make them happy. When you agree to do things you don't want to do, you're betraying your own happiness. It's like trading in your favorite hobbies for ones that don't interest you at all. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. So when you have to do things that go against what you really want to do, it's normal to feel unhappy and like you're getting off track, but it's time to break free from this. Remember that life isn't a stage where you have to perform for other people's approval. It's about being real and staying true to yourself, even when it's hard. Listen to your heart and have the courage to walk away if something doesn't feel right. Your life is your own story to write, not just a side plot in someone else's. You're the main character and hero of your journey, and it's time to take the lead and live your life on your own terms. It's easy to agree with others just to keep the peace or avoid disagreement in a world where social harmony seems to be very important. However, real talk and interaction are important for maintaining good relationships and growing as a person. One part of this is that you can't just agree to make other people happy. Let's look into this more. Keeping your integrity. If you agree with someone just to make them happy, you might be giving up on your own beliefs and ideals. It's important to be yourself, even if that means disagreeing with others. Building real relationships. Being real is the key to making relationships that matter. When you say what you really think, you let people get to know the real you, which leads to deeper, more genuine interactions. Getting people to talk. Different points of view and respectful disagreement are important for healthy conversation. When you say what you really think, you help people have healthy talks and share their ideas, making self-expression easier. It's important to be sure of your words when you speak up. If you don't agree just to please other people, you give yourself the freedom to share your own unique point of view and add to conversations in an honest way. Promoting mutual respect. Being honest and real is the best way to gain respect. Being true to yourself and saying what you really think will help people accept you for who you are, not for what you do to fit in with what they want. Finally, it may be tempting to agree with others just to keep the peace. But it's important to put honesty and authenticity first in all of your relationships. Being true to yourself and saying what you really think not only helps you make stronger connections and have more meaningful conversations, but it also gives you the power to live a more fulfilling and real life. Number 8. Don't let your fear of being alone hold you back. If you make decisions based on fear, especially fear of being alone, It's like picking a path through the dark without a flashlight. If you let fear control your decisions, you might end up somewhere you didn't mean to go. It's important to remember that solitude is not the same as loneliness. As the great philosopher Aristotle said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Take the chance to explore the depths of your being while being proud of your unique essence. Spend valuable time with yourself, enjoying your own company and learning about how rich life is. By building a strong link with yourself, you set the stage for real relationships. When you choose to share your life with someone, it's not because you need to avoid being alone, but because they add to and improve your life. You should know how valuable you are and not let fear control your choices. Take the journey of self-discovery that is lit by the beacon of courage and let it lead you to a future full of happiness and real relationships. There is a lot of fear of being alone in today's linked world. This fear can stop us from going after our dreams and taking advantage of new chances. It could be caused by societal pressures, personal insecurities, or bad experiences from the past. We can, however, reach our full potential and live happy lives if we understand and face our fears. To get over your fear of being alone, accept self-discovery. Take the time to look into your beliefs, interests, and passions. Do things that make you happy and satisfied, even if you have to do them by yourself. Use your time alone to think about yourself and grow. Develop self-confidence by recognizing your own worth and skills, regardless of what other people think or whether they are present. Set and reach your own goals, deal with problems, and enjoy your wins, no matter how small. This will boost your confidence. Build meaningful relationships. It's important to be able to handle being alone, but don't shut yourself off completely. Build real connections with people in your community, family and friends that help and inspire you. People who respect and appreciate you for who you are should be around you. Defeat your bad thoughts. Face your irrational fears and the bad things you say to yourself that make you afraid of being alone. Be kind to yourself and replace self-limiting beliefs with positive statements. Instead of dwelling on what you think are your flaws, focus on your strengths and possibilities. Accept your independence. Stop seeing being alone as a sign of weakness and start seeing it as a chance to grow and gain power. Learn to accept being alone and depend on yourself to make you happy and satisfied. Accept that being independent makes you strong and resilient. You can get over your fear of being alone and live a real, confident and happy life by using these lessons. Remember that happiness comes from inside and that being alone shouldn't stop you from going after your dreams and enjoying life to the best. Number 9, rejoice over every win, no matter how small. It's easy to get caught up in trying to make other people happy and meet their needs. In the midst of all this, we often forget about our own successes and accomplishments. But here's the thing. Every step we take forward, no matter how small it may seem, should be celebrated and recognized. Imagine you're on a trip and each step brings you closer to your goal. Now think about all the little millstones that you'll encounter along the way. They're like progress markers that show how strong and determined you are. Epicus was wise to say that you should never rely on other people's approval. So let's take a moment to enjoy our efforts and what we've done. Let's remember the late nights, sweat, and worries we overcame. Every success, no matter how small, shows how strong and resilient we are, so let's celebrate them all. Enjoy them and let them remind us of how big our journey is. Life isn't just about getting where you want to go, it's also about enjoying every twist and turn, every victory and setback. Let's raise a glass to our journey, And remember to celebrate our wins and find joy in every moment along the way. As we come to the end of our journey today, let's think about how powerful choices are and how beautiful it is to be yourself. You have the strength and wisdom to make decisions that are in line with your deepest desires, even if they aren't. Don't forget that you are free to make your own way. Celebrate what makes you unique and write a story based on your values and beliefs. You don't have to put other people's needs ahead of your own. Take charge of your life and make decisions that truly show who you are. As we go through the day, it's easy to forget about the little victories that come our way. Despite how small they may seem, these wins have the power to fuel our drive, boost our confidence, and move us forward. Having an attitude of celebrating every win, no matter how small, can help you develop a spirit of gratitude and strength. Here's why it's important to celebrate small wins. Builds positive momentum. Every win, no matter how small, helps build positive momentum. Celebrating these small wins sets off a chain reaction that makes you want to take on bigger tasks with even more drive. Boosts confidence. Celebrating and recognizing your successes, no matter how small, makes you feel better about your self-worth and confidence. It makes you more confident in your ability to get past problems and reach your goals. Encourages gratitude. Celebrating small wins encourages a thankful outlook. This quote tells you to be grateful for the trip you're on and the progress you've made, no matter how small. Makes you more persistent. Small wins are important to remember that progress is being made, even if it's only a little bit at a time. This kind of support can be very helpful in sticking with something, even when things go wrong. Encourages well-being. Celebrating small wins is good for your health and happiness. Everyday times of joy and satisfaction are added to your life, which makes you feel fulfilled and happy. What makes you who you are? Stoics believed that true freedom comes from knowing that we are in charge of our own thoughts and actions. So, the next time you feel like you have to give up your time or share more than you'd like, remember that you have the power to choose a different path. You're not forced to follow someone else's rules. You have the right to make your own journey based on what matters to you. It's time for a change. Decide and commit to. No matter what comes your way, try to be the best version of yourself. If you liked what we talked about today, please show your support by clicking the like button. You can join our community by subscribing to get more information that will make you think, and by commenting on this post to share your thoughts. Let's keep this talk going and build a community of people who value self-reflection and personal growth. Thanks for being a part of this journey to better understanding and strength. Until we meet again, stay in the moment, be strong, and adopt a stoic attitude.